Yes guys, it's Nitty Last and welcome. In this video what we're going to be talking about is matchmaking in regards to Titanfall 2. Now, I have been watching one of the latest videos from Respawn Entertainment from their Inside Development series. In that particular video, what they were talking about was how they were going to approach matchmaking for Titanfall 2. I have watched this video about 5 or 6 times because I just wanted to make sure that I got all the information right. Because obviously, as we know, with matchmaking, it is a very, very important part for the first-person genre when you're playing online. It is pretty much a make or break whether you're actually having an enjoyable experience or whether you're actually hating it straight away. So, in regards to that, first of all, they were mainly talking about how it was in the first particular title and what they're actually learning from it. Now, one of the main things that they were actually talking about was they wanted to make it less confusing. They said in the original one, if you couldn't find a game, what they did was then try to make a game around you, started trying to bring people in and stuff like that. Now, what they said that tended to happen was people would then jump into the lobby with you, then they would start leaving, and sometimes matchmaking would then put you against the whole team, and then you just think yourself, hang on, I don't really want to play in this particular lobby. Then you would jump out and everybody would just be shipping around everywhere, and they wanted to try and eradicate that kind of problem. And then also they went on to say from the last one, they said the way that the matchmaking actually worked, it said it was based on if you won or lost. Now, this is where it got a lot more interesting. Now, in regards to moving on to Titanfall 2, now what they said that in this particular installment is it's going to work similar to the first installment where you're going to be based on your wins and losses, but also what they're going to be looking at is what you're actually putting into the game as well. So what they mean basically by that is like your score per minute, like your kills, everything else in between. They're going to be looking at whether you're finishing on top of the leaderboard or way down at the bottom. So in essence as well, like that, they're basically looking about your kind of skill level and trying not to put you up against a lot weaker players, so you're just constantly dominating the opposition. Now, in regards to that, what they also said is that they are going to be measuring skill a lot more accurately this time. So every particular match that you actually play, it is going to be starting to rank you up higher and higher if you're getting a lot better. Obviously, if you're getting absolutely slaughtered, you're not doing too well, it's going to rank you just that little bit lower. But overall, one thing that is going to be trying to do is try and put you into matches where it's going to be getting a lot more interesting and challenging as well. And that's what they said. They want the particular games to be more interesting and challenging as well. And what they also say is that the matches are going to be a lot closer. Now, once you put all that into context, that definitely means, for me personally, we're going to have some form of skill-based matchmaking put into Titanfall 2. Now, as we remember from the first installment, you can have games where you absolutely dominated, and there are certain gamers where it is, games that where it was a little bit tighter overall. But what they're trying to implement this time is that you're coming up against people of your own skill level. And what they're also trying to say is that what they're going to do is that once you start playing games and whatnot else and start ranking up, they're going to start pairing you globally. Like, they're going to put you, ranking you up against people all the way around the globe. So when you actually finish a particular game and maybe jump out of a lobby, they're going to then next time start putting you with different people in a completely different location. Now, the idea behind that is that you're always going to be playing against people of your own skill level. Now, this is where sometimes is a good thing for some people, and this is where sometimes it is a very bad thing as well. Because if anyone's ever played Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, this is when the major problems and the major downfall with Advanced Warfare did appear. Was not just because of the exosuits and everybody hated them, but it was because also of skill-based matchmaking. Now, with skill-based matchmaking putting into a first-person shooter, obviously you're playing against people of your own skill level. Now, technically and in essence, it does make it fair that, you're not dominating the opposition, you're having a hard game, you're both going at it. But the trouble with it also is it turns into a bit of a sweat fest because you're constantly trying as hard as you possibly can because you're playing against people of your own skill level. So it can get quite, it can get quite hard, and it sometimes can take the enjoyment out of the game as well. Because let us be honest, we all want to dominate the opposition. We all want to just absolutely go on top. We want to finish on top of that leaderboard with, more kills than deaths by a long way. You'd be quite happy if you're finishing 30 for 0 and stuff like that. But the fact that sometimes you might be finishing 10 for 10 and stuff like that just because you're playing against people of your own skill level, whether or not for a lot of people, whether that is enjoyable or not, is a different thing or not. Now, this for me is one of those things that it's a kind of like a make or break, because a lot of the community could be turning their backs on the particular online multiplayer experience. They could be going to Respawn Entertainment saying, take this out of the game. It's just turned into a sweat fest and it's too hard to play. But there again, also maybe on this side of the community, on Titanfall 2, and obviously with Respawn Entertainment on that side, maybe they won't be like the COD community, and maybe they will embrace it and quite actually enjoy it. Personally, for me, I don't mind skill-based matchmaking to a certain extent, but sometimes it can get quite hard to play. Once you're playing against people of your own skill level, you seriously need to try and relax kind of thing. You need to take some time away from the game when you're actually playing it, because you're concentrating so hard, and it just tends to take the fun out of the game, because you're just trying to play so hard all the time, trying to concentrate to your full maximum, because if you don't, you're just going to get slaughtered because you're playing against people that are obviously just as good as you. But anyway, guys, let me know exactly what you think about this. Are you glad if skill-based matchmaking is going to be in Titanfall 2, and whether you're going to be happy to be constantly playing against people of your own skill level, so you can't go on some crazy jaunt all the time? Yes, we might all have those odd matches where we just absolutely dominate, but 9 times out of 10 you're going to be playing against people your own skill level, and you're not going to quite have those kind of gameplays that you really want. But anyway, guys, leave that in the comment section below and let me know exactly what you're thinking about this. It'd be very interesting indeed. But anyway, guys, coming up on my screen now is my subscribe button. Make sure you're checking on that. I've got lots of things coming on with Titanfall 2 in the future. And guys, if you could make sure you drop a like for me, help support me, it'd be absolutely amazing. This is Nearly Last, and I'll catch you later.